Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Mpbl, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl!
Gian Alianes, our courtside reporter, will now be talking about the Bicol Oragons. G, what do you have for us?
Yes, Migs and Coach Mike, well, we have a lot of fond memories made here at the Nueva Ecija Coliseum, and for sure, marami pa yan ngayong gabi, especially as Quezon and Nueva Ecija will be playing their first game of the season. But let's zone in on the first game for today between Rizal and Bicol. Aminado ang Bicol na medyo mababa ang moral nila after their first few losses, but they told themselves that the season is still long so they can still bounce back. Napansin nila their past few losses, it's really about the end game, especially their lapses on defense and reading the fast break. So yun daw ang naging focus nila sa ensayo, and we're gonna see if they'll be able to deliver on that. In the meantime, back to you guys.
Okay, later on we'll break down that end game of Bicol in their previous outing, but let's first focus on the Rizal Golden Coolers. You mentioned they are 2-0, and in their previous outing, their victims were the Muntinlupa squad here in our tournament. It was an 18-point victory.
Yeah, actually Rizal led all the way until Muntinlupa tried to tie it in the third quarter, but then again Rizal recovered eventually, and so after that run in the third quarter, Rizal once again tightened their screw. They actually limited Muntinlupa to just 3 fast break points. And you know, interestingly, with the venue being in Las Piñas and the game being held in Villar Coliseum, it was just fitting that Alwin All Day Alday was really hot in that game, starting off 15 of his 24 points all in the first quarter and went 4 out of 8 from 3.
You see the numbers on your screen. What is the most glaring stat for you?
I think it's points in the paint. 40 points in the paints that led really coming from the +9 lead in assist. You know, really good assist lead up to really good field goal percentage para sa Rizal.
And there you see Mr. Alwin Alday. He has had a bit of a resurrection so far in the 6th season of the Mpbl. That is his goal after all. That's reported to us a couple of weeks ago by Sydney Crespo. Now, let's transition to Bicolandia. Gianna mentioned, panapos ang kalaban nila so far in their campaign. So what would you say about their previous game?
Well, in the previous game, it's been, despite getting more offensive rebounds against a much taller lineup of Negros, really was just a shooting struggle para dito sa Bicol. Coach Raymond Valenzuela tried different ways, tried different combinations, but really could not find anyone. In fact, dalawa lang ang nag-double digits sa team nila. It's Marvin Lee and Edsel Rojas with 16 and 14, and these two guys combined for 20 points in the third quarter, but really couldn't get anything out of it after that run.
It was also a bit too late for Marvin Lee, who only came alive in the second half of that matchup. Coach Mike, our numbers.
Yeah, interestingly, pag tinignan mo yung fast break points, ito yung sinasabi nga nila kanina, only 9 fast break points. They were -11 in that department. Interestingly enough, in their first game, I was really impressed with how they run that ball, but you know, things really just went south, and really something that they gotta work on.
Well, maybe it would be just a matter of time for Bicolandia to get themselves on the roll here in the 6th season of the Mpbl. Now we turn you over to Miguel Pere to get things going.
A very pleasant afternoon to everybody, and welcome to the first game of our triple header here at the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City. It's Rizal versus Bicolandia on the 2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's Mpbl Season 6, presented by Extreme. Live on the official Mpbl FB page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite, and on Pilipinas Live app. Time to meet our starters. First, for Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers. Starting at forward, number 7, Marco Balagtas. At center, number 37, John Apacible. At small forward, number 1, Craniel Villoria. At guard, number 40, J.K. Casino. And at 2 guard, number 17, Alwin Alday. Head coach for Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers is Ralph Rivera. Assistant coaches Don Villamin and Christian Coronel. Team manager is Kyle Cruz. Team owner is Zandre Cruz. And now the starters for Bicolandia Oragons. Starting at forward, number 17, Charles Burgos. At center, number 27, Chris Javier. At guard, number 14, Rafi Reyes. At forward, number 10, RJ Teles. And the other guard, number 13, Marvin Lee. Head coach for Bicolanda Oragons is Raymond Valenzuela. Assistant coaches June Dizon and Jay Mariano. Team manager is Adrian Ang Lim. Team owner is Mark Tan. Referees for this ball game are Crew Chief Edmar Avis.
Presenting our starting fives, brought to you by Buenas, J.K. Casino, Alvin Alday, John Pasible, Crenia Viloria, and Marco Balagtas for Rizal. And then it's Marvin Lee, Rafi Reyes, Chris Javier, RJ Deles, and Charles Burgos for Bicolandia. We are coming to you live from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum for the first time in the 6th season of the Mpbl. I'd like to welcome Coach Mike Perez as well to Palayan City. This is his first trip to the home of our 4th season champions. We also have Gianna Llanes on her 2nd game reporting for duty in our campaign. This is Mix Gomez at your service as Rafi Reyes leans in and misses. Rebound for Rizal.
Well, immediately they go into their attack, trying to go middle. That lane was open. And maraming pagkakataong ganong tira sa kanila. Kaya lang yung struggles again, going back to the field goal, something that really Bicolanda got to work on.
Miss on the other end by J.K. Casino. Ball tapped out of bounds in favor of Rizal.
Tsaka I think importante din sa Bicolanda, somebody should get some other help outside of Lee and Deles for the most part. No? More people getting involved offensively and even helping out defensively, lalo na sa transition defense, could really help out lalo na for this game.
Do you actually have somebody in mind for that?
Well, Chris Javier could be one, I guess, on the post-up. That's one guy that they can go to.
RJ Deles is fouled. That's a poor closeout by Craniel Viloria.
Well, Craniel really has been the primary point guard para dito sa Rizal Golden Coolers. And he's been exchanging with Jerry Pingoy in that spot.
Really? He's playing point guard, not J.K. Casino?
At some point, it's JK, but there are certain areas that Craniel I saw was playing point guard.
Wow, so that's a tall point guard for you. And Viloria in the previous game was highly impressive. Not only was he a plus 17 on the floor, but he had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 steals. Sideline inbound for Rafi Reyes. Here's Chris Javier. Mentioned he wanted to step up for Bicol. No handoff. Charles Burgos, 7 on the shot clock. Marvin Lee, he can fire from way out. In and out. Rebound, Pasible.
Well, it's really been the aggressive one offensively itong si Marvin Lee. But when you look at that set initially para kay Chris Javier, you see this attempt by Balagtas. Medyo mahirap rin if you dribble handoff, you don't have anyone rising up. So I guess you're better off giving that ball and going after it.
Nice pass inside. Marvin Lee able to locate Chris Javier, who obviously has experience playing in this venue, especially when he was with San Juan.
Yeah, and it's ang maganda kay Chris, he can actually run the floor and medyo pahirapan ng konti ang sa depensa itong si Balagtas.
That actually is a nice matchup as Viloria was able to escape.
Craniel right down the middle, got to the defense, no help coverage, and he's just a free lane.
You know, before this game, I asked him, you had 6 steals in your previous outing. What allowed you to do that? And he said, kung bata pa lang kasi ako, first sport ko, badminton. Which means, I have a fast first step.
Yeah. Tsaka mas mabilis sa reflexes. That sport is really quick.
Yep. There you go. Quick step, going to the right.
Yeah, samahan mo pa ng little hesitation, froze the defense of Deles a little bit and claim that spot.
So obviously that first step can help him out, not only on defense, but on offense as well. Marvin Lee converted from the stripe. In the previous outing, Marvin Lee had 16 points and 5 assists, but I did mention most of that production came in the second half. We covered that inside the Cuneta Astrodome.
Yep. At saka for the most part, I guess yung transition defense, kailangan talagang pag-usapan itong Bicol. You just cannot allow teams to outrun you in the open floor. Good block right there.
That's Charles Burgos with a denial. Now Bicol has a chance to extend its lead. Deles onto Marvin Lee against J.K. Casino. Chris Javier, back to Marvin, saw some space. No basket, rebound na posible.
Well, that was a good set, I guess. And really just matter of making those shot attempts. Any offense for that matter would only look good if you see that ball go through the net.
Alvin Alday, tough shot, no conversion. Up ahead, it's Marvin Lee being chased by Casino. Ooh, sorry miss.
Love the trail drop of Cranial Veloria, not, just letting Casino be there alone defending.
On the other end, Veloria, top of the key three-pointer. That sailed right. Rebound, Chris Javier. Field goal shooting isn't too friendly so far. It's at 25 and 20% respectively as Chris Javier feeds that ball inside. That's stopped away by a golden cooler.
Well, at least one thing that's very evident now, maraming touches si Chris Javier, no, compared to the previous games. I think now mas kita yung contribution niya offensively, and that's real good.
And now let's have Gianna Llanes contribute to our discussion.
What has been working well for Rizal so far? Ayon kay Coach Ralph, hindi talaga nag-hold back ang kanyang team sa pagbibigay ng 100% sa practice. Malaking tulong daw na ang kanyang coaching staff rin ay kabisado na ang Mpbl with their previous experience together coaching Bulacan in previous seasons. Ang mga players rin daw ay cooperative rin dahil matagal na silang magkakaibigan even outside of basketball. Top that off with their team building that happened in Laguna, kaya the team mentality daw is effortless for the Golden Coolers. Migs and Coach Mike?
That's a nice report. A lot of information from Gianna. So obviously, experience and chemistry from outside would fast-track your development. And boy, were they able to fast-track that development as this fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. J.K. Casino able to score. This is a veteran who came from the Quezon Huskers.
Yeah. Sabi ko nga, maganda ang combination ng mga leads and mga role players dito sa Rizal. And I like the attitude of these players, no? Very, positive, good body language on the floor. And that, I guess that will be tested if they start getting losses. Right now, they're getting wins. So that's where the character of the team will be tested. But, I'm very positive that this is going to be a really good combination of players for the Rizal team.
And they haven't just won. They actually beat our defending champions in their first game. So their morale is at sky high right now. 6-4. Over 4 minutes gone by. 8 on the shot clock. RJ Delis with a spin. And that's in and out. Another rebound for Apacible. Apacible is off to a good start, grabbing 3 boards so far. John hands it off to JK. Casino. Short rebound to Burgos. And here's Rafi Reyes inside. Javier tried to seal to no avail.
At some point, you gotta trust that seal. He was really already in there deep with that defender behind him. He's got a good perimeter shot. He's got really good footwork. So why not take a chance? No?
But would you actually say that it was good defense, good recovery by John Apacible to deny him?
Could be too. That's one thing. He was 3-4'd on the top side, and so walang direct line pass. Good
steal. There's the first step for Craniel Veloria.
Well, I guess twice we've seen those quick reflexes coming out of badminton really working for Craniel.
I always love it when somebody takes pride with his defense. Maganda yon, especially in this day and age kung saan napaka-flashy na ng mga basketball idol natin, from the Steph Currys to the Kevin Durants of the world. It's good that you would still go back to the basics. And defense, again, wins championships.
I know it's gas-gas na, pero walang malas sa depensa. All you have is really effort, diba? And so, you guys work on the scoring. I'm gonna stop you each and every time.
Craniel Veloria coming off of 6 steals, continues with his momentum. That's a miss by Marvin Lee. And here come the Golden Coolers. Alwin Alday, bit of hesitation, great patience. He leans in and misses. Rebound, RJ Delis.
Sayang yung tira na yung kay Alwin. Defense had separation but really just hurried that floater.
Great double team by Balagtas. And they force a turnover.
Right. Even at the time when he was playing for the Cagers from last year, you saw that defensive intensity on Marco Balatas and him exchanging that position with JP Sarao. Offense, defense, maganda yung combination ng dalawang guys na yun. And I'm happy that he's doing the same here for Rizal.
Well, with the front lines that he has been a part of in the last 2 years, wala sang choice kundi maging intense.
Sorry?
Dito sa Mpbl. As now, Javier just got the board off of a miss by Alwin Alday. Cross-court pass, Rafi Reyes. On to Chris Javier. That's out of bounds. He lost his balance.
Well, Chris really not expecting that pass. A hook underneath as he was trying to go for rebound action. Not properly squared. Didn't see it at all.
Some substitutions. JV Gallego and Shaq Alanis are in for Bicolandia. On the other end, it's the Pampanga neutralizer, the Pampanga kryptonite in Keith Agovida, who has checked in alongside Jerry Pingoy. Agovida, by the way, has beaten Pampanga twice in 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
With Makati and with Rizal.
Tama, oo nga, ano?
At siya ang best player in those 2 games. Nice seal. Agovida is fouled.
He's actually one of my favorite controlled players in the Mpbl, even from last season. Really impressed. I mean, obviously the guy's a scorer, but you'd love that he stays in control, whether inside the paint or outside, similar to how Robbie Celis is.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Robbie Celis was his teammate last year, so one can only wonder what they have learned from each other. And if I might say, if you would look at him from top to bottom, everything just screams low-key for
Right.
Keith Agovida.
That's right. Napakasimpleng tao, simple maglaro, no? Pero efficient, di ba? Very effective.
And he's a winner. That's what you love about
Right.
him. He's one of those veterans described by Gianna who bring in so much experience and stability to this system and play of the Golden Coolers. Rojas swings to the left. JD Gallego. Turnover story, 4-1 in favor of Rizal. Here's JV. A lot of space. Off to the left. Great effort by Balagtas. Ooh. Unfortunately for Gallego, he could not handle that basketball.
But I feel Bicol, right now, it seems, doesn't have enough makers in their team. A lot of takers, but not enough makers. Evidence right now, their only one field goal comes from Chris Javier earlier, and they're 1 out of 11 from the field. Their only other 2 points coming off the free throw. And, you know, darating yung point na mamalasin at hindi makaka-convert si Marvin Lee. But, you know, someone else gotta take that cudgel.
On the other end, it was John Imposible adding to the tally of Rizal. That's his first 2 points in this game. Good defense against Rojas. Another turnover forced. What a pass. That was quite low, though, for Cranial Viloria. And was it actually low?
Yeah, I think it's too low, too. And speaking of low, when you look at the page of Bicolanda, you see a lot of post-up moves that's being practiced by Coach Unitison. And right now, so far, we've very rarely seen a post-up on the side of Bicolanda. Not a bad shot right there.
Well, there has been a stopper down low for Rizal as Viloria scores inside off of his own miss. I was talking about John Imposible with his great stability in the interior. On the other end, how about the stabilization provided by Mr. Cranial Viloria?
Yeah, and he's just been all over the place, offense and defense. We'd love to talk about Malten later on.
Let's talk about John Imposible versus Muntinlupa. Coach Mike, he was highly efficient. Look at those numbers. 18 points, 7 out of 9 shooting.
Yeah, and they're gonna need another one from John in this game. And the more players that would perform that way for Rizal, the better it is for them and their chemistry.
So far, Posible has 2 points and 3 boards in this matchup, but this is still way too early with 2.5 minutes remaining before the end of one. This is Bicol versus Rizal, and there's a foul up top by Sean Argente.
Mahirap rin talaga mag DHO if it's not on the right angle and you don't have enough space for a downhill action.
Sorry, what did you use? DHO?
Dribble handoff, sorry.
Okay. I got confused for a while.
Sorry.
We gotta clear it up for our viewers. Alanes, that's the second foul of Argente in a span of what? 15 seconds?
Yeah, those were real quick too. And Alan is really trying to exploit that little mismatch down there on the low block. And Shaq Alanis is one of those guys na expected natin. Titira sa labas, makaka-convert, would help out Marvin Lee. But, you know, it's been a struggle. Shaq Alanis always really good on the move, catch and shoot. Yun naman na naging calling card ng mga laro niya.
Well, he's one of those guys who might just fit the title of professional scorer.
Yep.
Alanes coming from PBA 3x3, and now he joins this Bicolandia Oragon squad under coach Raymond Valenzuela. 2 missed free throws. Alanes off to a poor start. He even airballed the 3-pointer just a while ago. Alonzo working with Sean Argente, who definitely has the green light, and there you go.
I love that action with a little flare screen by Keith Agovida after that pass.
Rafi Reyes could not answer back. Chad Alonzo in the game. Rebound, forward pass. Argente could not catch it. Sean just apologized to Keith Agovida. As now, this 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Were you able to watch him with JRU? Hindi pa.
Sino?
Si Sean Argente.
No, not yet. I think just once.
Just once. But boy, does he have a scoring role in that squad for Coach Louis Gonzalez. He would literally shoot from anywhere. Kahit logo 3 pa yan. As now, there was a charge called. And Pingoy, alongside Rojas, were exchanging some words.
Medyo may konting kwentuhan.
Oo.
Kamusta raw yung biyahe papunta dito?
Na-traffic daw. Well, that is one of the things about traveling to Nueva Ecija. You really have a road trip, which means a lot of fun time for conversation, catching up, maybe some meals inside your cars or whatever you are riding.
Well, one thing for sure, that's what we had a lot.
Oh, yes.
Travel going here.
I'm glad that you're taking it as part of your Mpbl experience, as Sean Argente looked to have had a nice journey to Palayan City.
Yeah, and definitely the coaching staff of Rizal keep going to that play until you still can milk it.
It's now 18-4, and there's that consistency on the defensive end for the Golden Coolers. I can't help but wonder with what they have been showing so far, if Rizal can actually go long in the playoffs.
That's right. At saka yung mga bigs nila can actually run the floor and do assists too out there in the open. I mean, you're talking about Chad, Marco, Keith. You know, those guys are very able passers. And able finishers too.
Let's see if the guards can capitalize on that. As JV Gallego was able to capitalize on an opening. Oh, that's not good for Sean Argente. He has 3 fouls now.
Well, Gallego probably sensing that, you know, we got to put a stop on Argente. And right there, saw that middle lane open, beat that defense by Argente. And really, at the end of the day, basketball is about chasing space. Once you see that space, you got to get there first. Have yourself in control to try and make an attempt. And he who gets there first normally gets control.
Good recognition by the San Beda Red Lion against the Heavy Bomber. 18-7, under a minute remaining before the end of one. Bernardo in the game, working with Keith Agovida. That's a mismatch. Exploitation, not completed. Rebound, Rojas. Forward pass for Bicol. Alanes almost lost space. It's a 3-pointer from the corner. Too strong for the blue shirts. Recovery. And that is a basket for Yarena.
Oh, those two sequences, defense and offense, para dito sa Bicol. Really what you need. Argente letting it go once again.
That's his first miss from downtown. Sargente will have to take a breather here. He is in foul trouble. So Marvin Jimenez now checks in for the first time.
But I was going to say, Mix, yung dalawang sequence na yun ng depensa at saka opensa, yun ang kailangan ng Bicolania. Get a stop, push the other way. If you miss, get an offensive rebound and attack aggressively. So that sequence got to be repeated over and over again with a lot of efficiency so that they'd be better with the field goals.
Well, they have scored 5 straight points. Santos misfired. Great effort by Alonzo. Better effort right there by Cyrus Llarena. He's feeling it.
Well, definitely, you love the hustle right now. These guys on the floor for Bicol. They don't want to go back with the 3rd straight loss. And so, you know, a lot of urgency right here. Or the 4th straight loss, rather. They want to go down 0-4.
15 seconds remaining before the end of 1. Cross-court pass. Chacalanes will slow things down. This is a mismatch. 2-man game. 6 seconds. Alanes drives. He lost the ball. That's off of Rizal with 4.5 remaining.
Shaq Alanes, I guess, didn't have enough space in that situation. Low corner was pretty much loaded, so couldn't go downhill.
18-9, baseline inbound. Nice feed, and that's an easy bucket for Rojas. That's it for our first 10 minutes. A nice start by Rizal, but if you're Bicolandia, I'm sure you're happy with that 7-0 run.
Yeah, at least they're able to recover. And the keynote here would be finishing quarter strong and did that good in the first quarter. Now you got to be able to sustain it. But more importantly, you got to get stops defensively, especially in transition. You cannot allow Rizal to just keep running after getting a defensive board. And, you know, like we said, the bigs are really very able and capable passers and scorers in the end.
Rizal forced 7 turnovers in the first quarter, and Bicol shooting was only at 3 out of 18. There's Spaniel Viloria off to a great start in this game with 8 points already, 4 rebounds, and a steal to his name. Sean Argente made 2 3-pointers off the bench. The problem is he already has 3 personal fouls. This end of the first quarter score is brought to you by Game X, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Happy ending na. Hashtag GameX Sports. Babalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Llanes for Bicolandia versus Rizal. Second game is Quezon versus Valenzuela, and after that, Quezon City will take on the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Coach Mike, our first quarter field goal shooting.
Definitely favor for Rizal, but you love that recovery by Bicol right there. And kaya lang, ano talaga, somebody needs to step up really good on the field goals. And right just like that, JV Gallego, I mean, better energy here for Bicol, at least for the last, 4 or 5 minutes that we've seen them.
5 points so far for JV Gallego. Pingoy to answer back? Yes, sir.
You just can't keep going under on those screens. You gotta locate shooters, and Pingoy really has that range from outside.
Rizal now has made 3 threes in this game, 2 coming from Sean Argente. Miss, offensive rebound, and there's a foul by a Golden Cooler.
Gusto ko yung ginagawa ngayon ni JV Gallego. Is very aggressive, but meantime, you can't be going under staggered screens, especially if you have Jerry Pingoy. The guy's just too crafty to pass, to assist, or to score. Either way, you pick your poison.
Marco Balagtas returning for Rizal. Here's Jomar Santos as we take a look at our 3-point field goal story. Big difference. Same number of attempts. There's a foul. Rojas will proceed to the stripe.
Bicol was actually pretty decent from the perimeter, going 5 out of 12, that's 41%. But dun talaga sila nagkaroon ng 9-point na deficit pagdating sa threes. They're 0 out of 9 from there. And, you know, if you don't have those shots from the outsides, stay on the perimeter.
Okay, now let's go to our perimeter with Gianna Llanes.
Migs and Coach Mike, binanggit nyo kanina na defense wins championships at walang malas sa depensa at yun ang exact sentiments ni Coach Raymond sa Bicol. In his words, posibleng may off night sa opensa pero sa depensa, walang off night kaya pinapayuhan niya ang kanyang kuponan na mag-usap pa. They do have that mentality that it's only the beginning of the season. But he also said it's really time for the team to gel now. In line with his communication, he also told his players to trust him dahil siya rin ay marami ng experience dito sa Mpbl kaya alam rin niya kung paano sila makakahabol ngayon. Back to you guys.
Actually, we did miss Coach Raymond Valenzuela. After all, he's been in and out literally at that. Kasi siya yung tipong na minsan mapasok mid-season, minsan mawawala mid-season. And personally, I'm hoping for him to finish out the whole 6th campaign of the Mpbl. Let's see what type of production he will get from his players for the rest of the year.
At saka at some point, naka-join na isa sa coaching staff ng Muntinlupa Cagers. And so he was able to handle these guys. Chad Alonso, Marco Balagtas. So I guess merong familiarity pero kalaban ngayon. So, you know, at least tendencies you know, but you have to have personnel to stop them.
Let's see if that intel will actually help out Bicol in this game. The good thing is they're only down by 6. After trailing by as many as 14. Ooh, that's a turnover for Llarena.
Tsaka yung team so far, we were discussing this in some of the games. The teams who actually have very few additions at nakip yung core, yun yung magagandang standings ngayon. No? So, I guess very little adjustments. It's just a matter of the new guys really gelling. And kung bago ka naman, maraming bago, preparation matters. How early did you prepare?
Viloria misfires. Battle inside. Great effort by Balagtas. But it's Jomar Santos who got the board. JD Gallego calls out the play. Working with Rojas. Gallego saw an opening. Oh, that's a block by Viloria. Just doing everything for Rizal.
And they continue to keep that middle lane clogged for any middle drives.
Craniel got a bit of a look. There's a pass inside. Eddie Lau tried to go cross court to no avail. Shakalanes drives. He bumps into a defender. A lot of physicality. And that was a blocking foul on Mpbl Jimenez. Now, this lucky fan of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Layup by JD Gallego. And there you see some supporters at the sideline. They are coming from behind the bench of Bicolandia.
And right there, that last fast break, you saw Shaq actually has his head up. He was probing kung meron siyang taong advantage, but couldn't dahil nandun yung depensa ng Rizal. So he had to take it down the middle.
21 to 15. 7 minutes and 40 the second quarter. Marvin Lee working with Jomar Santos. There's the pop. Jomar has that range. Just couldn't make it. Offensive rebound. Llarena to Alanes. Daylight continues to struggle. Another offensive rebound.
Oh, I love the hustle of this guy.
Marvin Lee, finally.
First made three-pointer of the game for Bicol. And that coming off offensive rebounds, which is really how you attack an offensive rebound. Get that ball, kick it outside. Because more importantly, that shooter's going to be open and you have to take advantage of it.
Credit half of a point to Llarena as now is called for a charge. Jomar Santos went down.
And since he felt that first bump, alam niya may pangalawa so a little bit of sold as well. See that first bump, he knows there's gonna be a second one that's coming.
There you go. He totally anticipated it.
Mas malakas pa nga yung unang bangga.
Well, that's a veteran move from Jomar Santos, who last year, of course, had some good practice with Gabi Espinas sa kanilang training sessions with Caloocan.
Marami-raming masahe yun.
Oo. 21 to 18. Rojas found an opening. No basket. Rebound. Viloria. Here he is. Craniel. Pull up. No bounce. Offensive rebound. No putback for Adrian Lau. We run to the other end. Llarena is bumped. It's a foul against Pingoy.
And Llarena right there, really just trying to find a space on the floor when he can claim his own. But, you know, he got bumped. Hinahanap yung mga kampe niya, wala rin dahil puro lahat may bantay. Yun ang nagpapahirap. You can get out in the open, but you have to have space. And so, better off-ball movement, I guess, needed here by Coach Raymond for his team in transition.
Cyrus Llarena is at the stripe. He's been that energy guy off the bench for Bicolandia. First attempt, drain. And how about this? The lead is only 2.
Right.
A 12-point turnaround for the Oragons.
And all that, a lot to do with hustle, especially with this guy, Llarena, provided that off the bench.
It's down to a 1-point advantage for the Rizal Golden Coolers. Timeout for Coach Ralph Rivera. Marvin Lee scored 12 of his 16 points in the second half versus Negros, with 2 rebounds and 5 assists as well. Would you actually say that you are expecting him to be the absolute leader for Bicol in the season?
Well, at least that's expected of him because of how he's performed in the first games. You know, you build that trend, and so it's on you to be able to do that leadership role. But this game right now, you mentioned kanina, 1-point game na nga lang ito. A lot of it really has to do with second chance opportunities, which Bicol totally outscored Rizal at 10 versus 2.
Rebounding story as well. It's a +6 for Bicol. Unfortunately, they were called for a walk in the previous sequence. That was a good chance to grab the lead. They trailed by as many as 14 in the first quarter.
Kasi after nung dalawang sunod na 3 points ni Argente and then followed up by Pingo, it was really a little bit of slowdown for Rizal.
The tally was 18-4 just a while ago. As now Balagtas misfires. Rafi Reyes forward pass, not the best of directions there. Nice cut. Viloria will miss. It's been quite unfortunate for him after a nice start. Rafi Reyes. Jordi Casajeros up top. Llarena wide open. Too strong. Battle for the rebound. There's the energy from Rojas. And that was tapped away by himself.
And if you coach Raymond Valenzuela, you love the activity of your Bicol team right now on the floor. Going for 50-50 balls, very active. It's just that fast breaks talaga medyo matagal yung baba nila. Like yung last na fast break kanina nila, nag-iisa lang yung player nila doon. There were 3 white shirts in there. So you gotta fill those lanes out in the open.
It's now 21-20 under 5.5 minutes in the second frame. Casino to Alday. Not much space. That's a steal by Rafi Reyes. To the right he goes. Marvin Lee almost out of bounds. Back up to Rafi. They swing to the left. Casajeros. The drive. Ooh! Was that a walk? Yes, it was.
He thought that, I guess it was Marvin Lee, if I'm not mistaken, on that wing, was going to fade in the corner. But since that fade never came, didn't have anyone to go to. Tinira na lang niya, and it was called for travel.
I thought that he actually passed the ball, but either way, his foot already landed off of a jump. So now Rizal gets possession again. J.K. Casino. Up top to Craniel Viloria. Some action happening off the ball. It's a foul against Jordi Casajeros.
Kanina pa actually maraming action na nangyayari dun sa right low block na yun. Anybody who's in there, madalas banggaan. And you know, a little bit physicality in there.
Now John Apacible will return for Rizal. He has the best plus-minus so far, +8 for the Golden Coolers. Alvin Alday, nice fake. leaner. That's his shot. Just couldn't make it. Ball tapped away in favor of Bicol.
Well, twice we've seen Alwin hurry up those floaters. Minsan may tendency siyang ganun, minamadali yung release. And you have to slowly, keep your follow through before you put your hand down.
It's been a bit of a drought here in the second quarter. The scoring is 9-3 in this frame in favor of Bicol. Now there's a foul against Cranial Viloria. Free throws, a chance to get the lead if you're RJ Delis. For his first point, there you go. 3 rebounds to the name of RJ Delis in this game so far. And this is what happens when you start trusting Coach Raymond Valenzuela, as reported by Gianna Llanes. Things turn out to be better for your squad. Free throw shooting as well, a big advantage for Bicol.
So more or less, medyo maganda na yung mga stat lines nila. Actually, the fast break ang medyo you wish would be a little bit better. Right now, they're down 6 versus 2 in that category. But only because of that very quick transition defense of Rizal.
Golden Coolers executing balagtas. Good defense by RJ Delis. And here come the Oragons. Rafi Reyes stepping on the break. A lot of time here. Rafi still has it. Now they go on to Burgos. Charles, baseline spin. He attacks and scores.
Tried to fabricate that shot. Medyo off-footing yung footwork niya doon, pero naka-recover pa rin siya.
On the other end, the answer is John Aposible.
Yan pa lang yata ang isa sa pinakamadaling na score ng Rizal, at least in the last 5 possessions. And defensively on that half-court setup, very active itong Bicol.
24-23, Marvin Lee drives. There's the feed, and Delis will miss. Balagtas got the board, then he fell down. So there's a loose ball foul against Bicol.
Tibay rin talaga sa pagkaan ni Marco Balagtas. Dami ng bungguan nun, pero siya pa rin yung lumabas nakakuha ng bola.
Well, he did mention last year, JP Sarao, Chad Alonzo, Ford Ruaya, yung mga kalaban mo sa training sessions.
Bugbog rin sa masahe.
Oh, for sure. JK Casino. On to John Aposible. Being aggressive offensively, that's 2 baskets for him in this frame.
And really good read right out of that mid-post. Yan ang kagandahan if you post up middle of the post instead of solid na low block lang, because you have enough space to operate on.
3 minutes and 10. Delis, nice kick up top. Rafi Reyes for 3. That's short. Rebound Alday. 1 guy ahead. There's Casino.
Ganda ng seal.
There's the mismatch. Ooh, what a block. Great effort by Rafi Reyes. Now he runs. No numbers. Pass to the left. Delis bumps into Alday, and that is a technical foul. Flopping apparently for Alwin.
I think that's the second time in this game we've seen a little bit of chippiness between Delis and Alwin Alday, right? Kanina doon sa kabilang side naman ng floor.
Okay, so normally
number 17, Alwin Alday, for faking a foul on the restricted area.
oh, so it's not clear it up for us.
So he flopped inside the restricted
Yeah,
area.
there you go.
Okay.
So it's not 2 warnings for him.
Right.
Dahil nasa loob siya nag-flop. You know what? Let me talk to referee Benjo Estroga, as we do have a challenge ongoing. We did get confirmation just now from referee Benjo Estroga, who's working with Edmar Avis and Jing Tagiam, also with Cornel Tungol at the sideline. So you cannot flop in the interior. Hindi warning ang makukuha mo dun. Derecho, technical foul. I have one more thing to clarify. Give me the time. Last night, we had a bit of a mystery because there was a sideline inbound for Kurt Lohera for Davao against Pasay. As now we're getting ready to hear the result of the coach's challenge. So natawagan ng 5-second violation si Kurt Lohera as he was trying to call
Upon
for a
review, the
timeout.
challenge was successful.
The challenge was successful for Alvin Alday. So there's no tech against him, but Bicol will get possession here. Let's first take a look at the replay. Flop or not, you be the judge, Coach Mike. May bangga naman
May
talaga.
bangga naman talaga.
Okay.
May momentum naman talaga.
So the first clarification today is you cannot flop in the interior or else it's a technical foul. The second clarification that we got is you cannot call a timeout on an inbound play. Kasi yun ang convention na napapanood natin sa NBA, sa ibang liga. Casino gave up the ball up top, but there was a foul beforehand. It's against Marvin Lee. This play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Oh, this was the move by John Apasible.
John Apasible, right? See that difference if you do mid-post instead of the low post. Really a lot of space on the baseline side. A couple of dribbles. You cleaned that spot already.
Baseline inbound for Alvin Alday. Daniel Viloria up top. Now they go to Balagtas, short. That's stopped away by Bicol. Yeah, Apasible was far from it. Baseline inbound once more.
Medyo bumaba na rin yung shooting percentage a tad para dito sa Rizal. After going almost 40% earlier, now they're at 33. You know, maybe because of the activity of Bicol defensively.
And Viloria himself continues to struggle. He's now at 4 out of 11 from the field. Before we continue, we have a timeout. 25-24, 2 minutes and 26 remaining before halftime. We're back in Palayan City for Bicolandia versus Rizal. This is mixed comments, by the way, alongside Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Llanes. RJ Delis working against Keith Agubida. Delis barges his way through. He could not buy a bucket, but there's a follow from Charles Burgos.
Charles Burgos playing good so far here in the minutes that he's been given. And medyo interesting tong combination niya with Chris Javier.
26-25, Bicol with the lead again. Here's Apasible. Good help by Marvin Lee. 7 on the shot clock. Cross court, Alvin Alday. No foul. Offensive rebound, shot clock at 2. Apasible misfires. Rebound Burgos.
Yeah, kung titingnan mo yung stats lamang sa rebounds itong Bicol. Kaya lang kasi pagdating sa kabila, hindi makakonverted. Doon sila medyo challenge ng konti. So you'd like to think if you control the rebounds, you can actually, you know, get better opportunities to score.
Rebounding is at 28-22 in favor of the Oragon so far in this game. 90 seconds remaining before the end of 2. Casino drives. Casino is fouled.
Man.
Basket and 1.
Well, that corner man, I guess that was Burgos if I recall that correctly. Couldn't get a hold of JK right there. Middle ball screen. And Delis really just late. Couldn't leave Keith Agubida in the corner.
It's a nice read by JK Casino. A chance to extend the lead. He does. That's 5 points now for JK so far. 28-26, a low-scoring game. Rafi Reyes. Screen up top. Rafi playing with it. RJ Delis fires. He scores.
Boy, he needed that space given him by Keith Agovida. He just really, best way to score is catch and shoot, and you have it, you have to take it.
So Bicol is now 2 out of 15 from downtown. 29-28, back and forth we go in terms of the team grabbing the advantage. Keith Agovida with a highlight.
Really totally lost Delis right there on that long closeout. And Keith, the craftiness that he has, just went to the baseline and drove.
Just silky smooth with his moves as Marvin Lee misfires. Rebound Agovida, man down for Rizal. Casino spins. Pass inside. Great move for Mpbl. Now there's an unspo as Alday got hit on his face.
Is that action on the other side of the floor? Marvin Lee and Alday, I guess, was in it.
You mentioned that Alday was getting into it already with somebody a while ago.
Yeah, it was RJ. Delis.
RJ.
Yeah.
Iba naman ngayon.
Iba naman ngayon.
All right, so let's let our referees review the previous sequence. Right now, we have 35 seconds remaining, and the score is 30-29.
Medyo may kasamang frustration na rin siguro kay Alvin Alday because in as much as he's been averaging 18 points a game, right now he's still scoreless and struggling from the field.
0 out of 5 for Alvin.
And very makeable shots too. Yung mga minimintis niya, no? Couple of them floaters, I guess 2 jumpers from the outside, 1 3-point attempt. Nagmamadali lang talaga si Alvin.
The thing is, in their first game versus Pampanga, Alvin also struggled in terms of scoring. It wasn't his normal output, but he was able to contribute in a lot of different ways, especially defensively versus the Giant Lanterns. They were able to get that victory against our defending champions. And I can't help but wonder if you're Pampanga, when will Balti return?
Correct.
And as long as he's out, I wonder how they can continue to grow as a squad. Encho Serrano had to be big time in the previous win.
And you know, the funny thing about it is a lot of the teams actually built on the big spot because of Balti Baltasar.
Yes, that is right.
So, you know, without him in there, that's going to be a lot of advantage for those teams that got those bigs.
One thing's for sure, our season is a lot more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And we would like to give credit to Pampanga for that. Last season, we gave credit to Nueva Ecija. Before that, to Davao, San Juan, and Batangas for setting the standard in the Mpbl. I personally would say that the crop is deeper. We have better sense of competition. Coach Louis Gonzalez himself gave me a number, the number of contenders that he's seeing in
13.
this campaign. Out of 29. 13
Yeah,
out of 29.
13,
That's
right.
a big
That's a big
percentage.
number, right? That's a big number.
So essentially, 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. So for you to have 6 or 7 contenders in a division, that's practically all,
Right.
almost all of your playoff teams. Ganda nun.
At saka yung mga teams na, you know, they understood that they had missing pieces from the previous season na kinuha nila, no? It's one of those, I guess we'll see Quezon later.
Oh.
That's gonna be interesting. I mean, the additions to that team, wow.
And Quezon already won in the offseason with the PSL.
Right.
Against Nueva Ecija, as now.
Upon review, basket is good for John Mpbl. Unsportsmanlike foul on number 13, Marvin Lee. That's his second foul.
So it is an unspo called on Marvin Lee. That bucket for us, Mpbl definitely would have counted. Let's see.
See right there on the opposite corner.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Yep, that's not hard to miss.
Yeah. Sure looked like he timed it on that cut by Alday, and that's above the shoulder. He can't do that.
So these will be 2 free throws for Alvin Alday, and they should get ball possession, right? Mpbl had to clear it out with our referee as well. First free throw is good for Alvin. You know, these free throws might actually get him going.
It should.
He's 0 out of 5. We did mention that from the field. So that's 2 gimmies converted by Alwin. This could be what? As big as a 7-point swing for Rizal. In
Right,
technically
if they
one
make a three,
possession.
if they make a 3 here.
Oo.
Yeah.
Here's Alwin Alday. Driving baseline, that's a charge.
Yeah.
And Alvin knows about it. He's trying to plead his case na ginamitan siya ng bewang. Rafi Reyes. To no avail.
Alam mo kasi yung bewang ginagamit lang yan pag nagsasayaw dati.
Oo. So we go back Bicolandia's way. 34-29. 27 seconds. 6-second differential.
People gotta do real good here to close out the quarter strong and keep it close.
RJ Deles working with Burgos. Deles trying to bump his way through to no avail. 10 on the shot clock. Rafi Reyes. The drive and the shot. Nice hang time.
Good jump stop too. Stayed in control.
First 2 points for Rafi Reyes in this game. Keith Aguvida working with 6 seconds remaining. Balagtas back to Keith. 3 seconds. Aguvida fires. No good. Rebound Burgos. There's the prayer. And that's definitely short. So that's it for our first 20 minutes. Rizal went off to have a nice start, leading at some point 18-4. We did see a nice response from Bicolandia, but Rizal, good for them. They were able to get a good stretch in the last minute. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Happy ending na. Hashtag GameX Sports. Now we present to you our top 10 plays of the week.
Morante, he played very great in the preseason tournament a year ago.
Wow, that's a beautiful move by Andre Armenion.
Armenion making good passes in the first few possessions, and that's
Andre Armenion showing us what he can do, driving left and finishing with his right hand at the shot clock.
Caballero. They blitz him, and he loses the handle. Comia is off to the races. Comia! Oh, what a move! Watch this fast break of the game brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max, the spin move. And the way he was able to finish in style, Jeff Comia.
gonna stop here if you're Bataan.
Peralta left all alone, but no, not in my house.
With a perfect low side help on that skip pass, timed it perfectly at the apex on that jump. Boy, you gotta love that block.
Mitchell minus. Chop step, the score. Crucial basket right there for Bataan. Take a look at this, coach.
Yeah, little jab step going right, dribble going middle, spin the other way, leaving that defense hanging, and that strong finish.
And here comes Garcia. So now there are two Garcias in this lineup of Pampanga, but a steal. Viloria, the feed, and Alday with a finish. Wow, that was tough.
Oo. Squeeze niya yung sarili niya doon sa middle ng finish, kaya medyo mas mahirap pa rin talaga.
And he really finishes well with his left hand.
Oh, this one. Hubert Kani. Tied at 84. Kani. The step back jumper is good. Hubert Kani stepping up big time here in the overtime period. That's the biggest shot of the ball game. 6.8 seconds remaining. The Negros needing a hero. And Hubert Kani with that fadeaway.
Sa excitement ng laro na to at 11 p.m. meron tayong baby na tumatalon.
Andre Armenion. Two-man game. Katakutan. He fires. That's a three-pointer. And we are all tied.
Got the ball on the left wing. Just a little jab step to throw the defense off.
and then swisses it through from the outside. Big time shot for Orin Katakutan. We're going down the wire here.
That's the first three-pointer of Val City in the second half. They're 1 out of 5. 9 on the shot clock, off of the switch. Manalang dancing, kicking that ball out. Jello Razon, 4 on the shot clock. Jello still has it. He leans in and scores! What a big-time shot by Jello Razon.
Yung concentration ni Jello, even the shot clock is really winding down. Waited for the right time to attack, create, and make that basket.
There's a reason why we call him Mr. Clutch for the Parañaque Patriots. He's been doing this since the 5th season of the Mpbl. Beat the squad of Parañaque. Later on, they will be cheering against Manila. Nice speed. Kevin Santos with a throwdown. There's that pass on to Kevin Santos for his first dunk in the Mpbl's 6th season. The first of many, as we should say.
And that's with authority, Mix.
You did mention it's so easy when you have Jeff Viernes, MJ Garcia, Archie Concepcion, and Enzo Serrano all creating for you.
Misses of Ives Hason is being saved by the offensive rebounds of his teammate. And the putback, too.
Darang. Shot clock reads 6. Robbie.
Oh, wow.
Double cross. Jumper is all nylon for Robbie Darang.
Oh, man.
71 to 66. Playground basketball at its finest. The former Diliman College Blue Dragon dazzling and razzling.
And the reigning MVP of the UCAL. We talked about Robbie being underutilized in the second quarter. Man, they come back with the third, and this is really good Robbie Darang we're seeing right now.
Kayo ay nununood pa rin po ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. It is halftime of our first game between Rizal and Bicol, and the score is 34-31 in favor of Rizal. Ako po si Gianna Lianes at kasama ko naman ngayon ang isa sa mga assistant coaches ng Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers, si Coach Mario Gotera. Coach Mario, yung una ko pong tanong, first quarter ay double digits ang lead ng koponan nyo. Ano pa ang kailangan nyo gawin ngayong second half para makakuha ulit ng ganun kalaking lamang?
We need to overcome the physicality of the game, especially yung Bicol. They're playing very physical. And then, our shooters, we need to find our shooters. Kailangan makashoot sila, especially the first group.
And so far, actually, your team has good standing in the season. You're 2-0. Ano yung pinakamalaking goal ng inyong koponan for the season?
The goal is to work and practice every day and then take it one game at a time. Lagi namin sinasabi. Every time we have a practice, one game at a time.
And I'm sure a lot of your team's fans as well are very happy with what they've been showing so far. Batiin nyo naman po sila.
Of course, to all our supporters, the fans, the Inares, Tipolo City, and Mayor June Inares, Governor Nini Inares, the Centro Mall owner, Sandre Cruz, and Golden Coolers. Maraming salamat sa mga suporta ninyo.
Thank you very much as well. Again, that is one of the assistant coaches of Rizal, Coach Mario Gotera. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
It is 34-31 at halftime in favor of the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers against the Bicolandia Oragons. It's good for them to have recovered in terms of getting the advantage in this game. They did lead by as many as 14 at some point. Coach Mike, your numbers.
Yeah, kanina napapag-usapan nga natin na yung percentage nila sa perimeter actually very good. Doon lang sila nadali dun sa 3-point shooting, but they were able to recover with a lot of effort, especially by Llarena, and those things really helped them come back. Much as we see na may advantage in inside points itong Rizal, a lot of it really is because of the fast breaks na hindi na babalikan kagad ng Bicol. Binawian naman ng Bicol in second chance point. So dun more or less nag-offset, and really you see their fast break really more advantage for Rizal. But the good thing is medyo napagilan ng konti nitong Bicol ang Rizal sa aspeto na yan.
We'd like to highlight Cyrus Llarena because he had 3 offensive rebounds in the first half for Bicolandia. He leads the way in that category, and he has a total of 6 boards in this game. Leading scorers, Cranial Viloria had 8 points and John Apacible as well. But for Viloria, most of his tally, if not all of them, came early in this game.
Yeah.
That stretch when they had their biggest advantage. On the other end, 15 combined for Deles, Gallego, Lee, and 4 for Llarena. So that's well distributed.
Yeah, I agree. I think yung top 3 na yun are really the scorers for Bicolandia. And lalo na si Deles na nag-pick up latter part na ng second quarter. And you want to keep that going if you're Coach Raymond Valenzuela.
Here we go. We begin the third frame inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum, the home of the Mpbl's 4th season champions. The Rice Vanguards will be in action in our last game against UC. That is a charge against Marvin Lee.
Ganda sana nung cut. You know, he timed it perfectly. Really good backdoor cut on a very tight space. But yung kaliwang kamay, medyo nakahawi ng konti.
Just to finish out the schedule, the Quezon Huskers will take on Valenzuela in our second game for our Saturday triple header here in Palayan City. Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez with Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Llanes. On Monday, we proceed to the Alonte Sports Arena in Biñan, Laguna for the opening game of Biñan in the season as Alvin Alday scores.
So far, yan yata ang pinakamadaling na itira ni Alvin Alday. A dive going middle, coming out of that dribble handoff from the corner of a zoom action.
On the other end, it's a bucket for Edsel Rojas.
Edsel Rojas using a lot of heft right there, getting into contact, initiating it, and being able to make that basket.
36-33, Alvin Alday. Bounce pass, Apacible. Defended by Javier. Nice cut. Balagtas lost the ball, and then that's a foul on him. He grabbed RJ Deles.
Yeah, hindi ganun ka-smooth yung execution ng offensive set na yun para sa Rizal. But you saw right there, a really good pocket pass by Alvin Alday. I guess that's one of the skills na kailangan ng mga guardia ngayon. Whether you're point guard or you're a wing, you're supposed to have that because a lot of the action really involves ball screen action. And so, very mahirap gawin yung pasa na yun at pag lumusot yun, probability advantage ka.
It's a nice move by Rafi Reyes on the turnaround. It seems like our two teams are scoring here and there so far in this quarter.
All right, better pick up here from the field goal percentage.
Apacible, 12 on the shot clock. Cranial Viloria against Rojas. Nice cross between the legs, and then that will count for Cranial. He's in double figures.
10 points already for Cranial. Ang dami mga coaches na sinasabi, no middle. No? Ayaw namin pumunta ka sa middle. Gusto namin sa left, sa lane side ka. As you see this drive right here by Cranial, clearly it's going middle. But there are also coaches who would say, we want you to drive middle because mas maraming kamay doon magde-deflect nung bola sa kamay mo eh. Especially when they go a little bit closer on the help side. And so, you know, it varies really kung anong philosophies ng mga coaches. And right there, pinakita na wala ni isa na nakastop doon sa move na yun ni Cranial Viloria.
Sorry, it doesn't make sense. Why would you drive middle if you know that there are many defenders trying to deflect the ball from you? No, more defenders there.
I was talking defensively.
Defensively. Okay, defensively.
Diba sabi nung ibang coaches, when you defend, don't let them go middle.
Yes.
But there are a lot of coaches that say, we want you to go middle. Kasi mas maraming tutulong sa'yo defensively.
Okay. But still, if you would reverse it, you're telling me most coaches would say, as this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Most coaches would say, let them drive baseline.
Yep.
So, opposite the middle. Ano naman ang reason para doon?
Kasi you can push them to the side and use the baseline and the sideline as a second defender.
There
That
you
would
go.
help you.
Okay.
You don't have enough space.
There you go. I had to let it come from you, Coach. Alanes, pass on to Deles. Great defense by Balagtas. Counter, Viloria to the right. Alwin Alday, sidestep, 2 points.
Medyo may rhythm na dito si Alvin Alday. And you don't want to get him going.
So it started with his free throws.
Correct.
6 points now for Alwin. Up top, Chris
Gotta take
Javier.
that.
3-pointer. That's good.
Yeah, if you're a big man and you have that much space, high probability, that's a drop coverage. Tira mo na yan. Let it go. And you got to work on your efficiencies. And Chris Javier has that shot.
Back in the first quarter, you mentioned you would want him to step up offensively. Nice pass to the corner. Alwin Alday, he is rolling.
Alvin Alday tempted to help one pass away. Iniwan niya yung defender niya. Alvin Alday nakaka 4 points na sa quarter. Iniwan niya pa. 7 points now in this quarter alone.
44-39. Rafi Reyes dancing with J.K. Casino. Nice spin. Good defense by J.K. 2-on-1. Alwin. There's the feed to his longtime teammate, Craniel Viloria.
For the most part, pagka fast break na, it's the numbers game in favor of Rizal. That time around, 2 versus 1, nobody helping out defensively for Bicol in transition.
13.6 rebounds for Craniel Viloria. That's a foul on Alwin Alday. Is he trying to say that he's good to continue playing? Hindi na. Coach Nat Rivera says, you gotta sit down. Babalik ko dito si Kita Govida.
Nagmamakawa siya sa kay Coach Ralph kasi medyo may rhythm siya.
Yes. This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. There is chemistry to the max between Alvin Alday and Craniel Viloria from Bacolod to Bacoor.
Yeah.
And now on to Rizal.
Ito kita mo, literally parang nagja-jogging sila yung mga help ng Bicol in that transition. Again, out open floor here.
Rizal, Casino. It's Apasible. Met by Jomar Santos. John Apasible. Nice cross. What a move.
Ang magugustuhan mo dito kay John, alam niya kung kailan siya atake. Alam niya kung wala siya dun sa spot na komportable siya.
That is 10 points and 5 rebounds for John Apasible, but the most glaring stat is his plus-minus. He is a plus 16 in this game.
Wow.
There's Mr. John Apasible. This is the replay.
Yeah, and really picking his spot, setting up that baseline dribble, but eventually attacking middle.
Back with Rizal, Keith Agobida. With the tall lineup for the Golden Coolers, they could not execute properly.
Medyo hindi nagkaintindihan doon sa pocket pass ni Keith Agobida at si Marco Balantas. Keith was thinking he was going to go cut to the rack, but samantalang si Marco naman was trying to flare on the short corner.
It is quite interesting though to see Keith Agobida at the small forward position. Off of the miss, there's the forward pass. John Apasible is blocked by Javier.
Great time block there by Javier. Guys from San Pedro, Laguna, one of the really good basketball players from that area.
You're talking about Javier and Apasible?
No, Javier.
Javier only, okay. Kasi yung dalawang yan, nanggaling sa UE. Pareho. Different generations.
Okay.
Akala ko sinundan ni John Apasible yung naging ruta ni Chris Javier. 48-39. Under 5.5 minutes in the third. Jomar Santos. Here's JV Gallego. It's been a while since we have seen him. Gallego pushing away Agobida. That's a foul by Keith.
Lefty versus lefty ang labanan.
Second foul by Keith Agobida. Now JV Gallego is at the stripe. 5 points so far in 6 minutes of play for JV. Free throw shooting, 10 out of 13 for Bicol and 4 out of 6 for Rizal. Make that 11 out of 14 now for the Oragons. That's pretty decent, 11 out of 14. Let's see if he can make it 12 out of 15 for 80%. The answer is yes. 48-41. 5 minutes and 10 in the third quarter. J.K. Casino, that's a charge. Illegal screen by Marco Balagtas.
First, it's moving. Second, it didn't give enough space for the defense to try and, I guess, iwasan yung screen niya.
Sean Argente returns. He had 3 quick fouls in the first half.
Pero si Marco parang nag-lose ng weight, no? A little bit compared to when he was playing in the Cagers last year.
Well, we will certainly take that. As now, there's a drive and feed. No basket for Santos, and there's the recovery for Charles Burgos.
So far, si Burgos impressing us also in this game. Good putback right there after an offensive board.
6 points for Charles. Viloria onto a Posible. Those two have been their best players so far, would you say?
That's right. At saka ang ganda ng atake na yun. Posible lifting on that side of the floor, and meantime from the corner you have JK ready to attack on the other end in case that ball swings his way.
Oh, that's a push. Nahuli si Lordy Casajeros to try to be sneaky about it. You see that smile from Lordy? Peace sign to everybody. Coach Raymond din, magandang kanyang ngiti after that call. 50-43. Horns play. J.K. Casino working with John Apacible. They're looking for Viloria. Instead, they went to John. Cross court. Ooh, bad angle.
They were trying to set up an elevator for Craniel that time, coming off the corner and going right in the gut of the defense.
Back with Marvin Lee. 4 minutes and 10 in the third. There's the bounce to Charles Burgos.
Pinch post right there. Good attack.
And that counts. 2+1 for Charles Burgos.
Ganda ng tapatan itong Burgos at saka Apacible, no?
Apacible definitely wanted that block to no avail. This play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Great aggressive drive. Not the best of reads by Keith Agovida.
But a really good read right there by Burgos, understanding that they went 2 on the cutter and that lane was free for him to take.
50-45. Bicolandia just in there with Rizal. They're still looking for the first win of the season. On the other end, Rizal's immaculate record is at stake as Burgos converts from the line.
Tsaka maganda dito kay Burgos tsaka kay Apacible. They're bigs pero, you know, within the perimeter, they have really good 2 to 3 dribbles to allow them to create going inside.
Casino from the corner. Too strong. There's Apacible. Great effort on the putback.
Somebody's got to locate Apacible right now. He's just been getting his things inside the paint.
14.7 rebounds for John Apacible. Jomar Santos found an opening. The pull-up. Short. Rebound Casajeros. Ooh, what a block by Craniel Viloria. That's 2. Make that 1 block for Viloria with his 2 steals, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, and 13 points.
Yeah.
Pangat na pangat. Chad Alonzo has returned. Same goes for Jerry Pingoy. Bicol is down by 6. Risky pass. Argente on the run. 3 on 2. Cross court. Pingoy. There's the trailer. Viloria.
Wow.
Nice kick. Argente for 3. Too strong. To the other end. Marvin Lee. 1-2. Nice block by Apacible.
That's exactly the point that we were saying. Apat na white shirts versus a lone Bicolandia player who happens to be Marvin Lee. Second guy coming in was pretty much late, but apat na kaagad yung depensa lang doon.
Baseline inbound for Marvin Lee. Looking for a teammate. There's Jomar Santos. Out of time. 18 on the shot clock. Double team. That was quite effective as now Alonzo is called for a foul.
Ang kagandaan lang talaga sa Bicol, kahit na nagmimintis yung mga kakampi nila, very actively chasing the offensive rebounds. And, you know, that helps a lot in, I guess, defensively, right? Because, like what I said, you're preventing the other team from scoring the other end.
Burgos at the stripe. First one is no good for Charles Burgos. He has 9 points and 7 rebounds so far in this game. That's his first miss from the stripe. Second try is good. The sun is shining here inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City. A beautiful day indeed for Mpbl basketball. Now that's a foul against Dordy Casajeros. Sean Arjete has to get used to him, by the way.
Sobrang attached yung depensa. Na sinusubukan niyang backdooran, kaya lang kahit na nag-lift na siya, yung balik niya nandun pa rin.
A clingy defender, Dordy Casajeros is. Sideline inbound. Here's Dordy. Getting tight. Oh, too tight. That's a foul. And Lordy wants a review. And it's free throws already for Sean Arjente.
Na-tempt rin si Lordy na sumundot kasi sobrang exposed yung bola pagkapihit eh. Sometimes you have to make a decision, kukunin ko ba ito o hindi.
The problem is, it's 4 fouls now for Lordy Casajeros.
Yeah.
And that's in 7 minutes of play.
Arjente has what? 3. 3.
First free throw missed. You want the story?
Yeah.
Naglaro ko sa Village League. It's near Antipolo. Against a team coached by this guy's father.
Okay.
He was the strictest coach I have ever seen in my life.
Talaga?
So I can only imagine that Sean learned a lot from him. Here he is, blossoming as a star. Maliit pa si Sean nun. At ngayon, he's one of the talented scorers that we have.
Kaya no wonder napakatapang ng mga tira niya from the outside, no? You know, without hesitation. I mean, I have this range, I'll take it.
A couple of substitutions here.
At saka napaka-importante, no, para sa mga shooters like Arjente, because you have to believe in yourself that you're gonna knock down each shot that you take.
Well, I'd like to believe that Coach Louis Gonzalez has a lot to do with that as well. Giving the green light to Mr. Arjente as the Arena is at the stripe. He converted on his first free throw. Gianna did have a conversation with him at halftime. I wonder what that was about. As now, Balagtas returns for Rizal. At least the 349.
Yeah, at least ang Bicol doing a good, you know, thing of sticking close dito sa Rizal and giving themselves a chance to at least close out strong and in the hope of getting their first win in this season.
It's only a 2-possession game, and we do mention it a lot. If you're going up against a stronger team, hypothetically speaking, then you just give yourself a chance to win it by the end.
Yeah.
Just keep it close.
Dikit-dikit lang. Kasi hanggang ngayon, second chance points, plus 14 sila eh, no? So really more of hustle on the side of Bicol.
Chad Alonzo misses on his first gimme. He hasn't scored so far.
Yeah. And katulad nga sinabi mo kanina, walang malas sa depensa. In the same way, wala ring malas kung mag-e-effort ka ng offensively, getting those offensive rebounds.
And as a coach, sabihin natin ikaw, Coach Mike, you're coaching a team, matalo kayo, pero magandang effort na nakita mo sa players mo. What type of words would you actually share to them in the dugout?
Well, I will tell them to continue with that energy. Sabi ka ni Coach John Wood, and winners never lose, they just run out of time. And so, you know, you might have done really good in a game, but really just the time running out on you. And ang importante, masustain mo yun in the following games that you will have.
Oh, Jerry Pingoy from downtown.
He's hit twice already. One in the first quarter, I guess. Second quarter, now this one.
6 points for Jerry Pingoy. That's in 9 minutes of play. Marvin Lee brings down that ball against Arjente. That's a good block by Marco Balagtas.
Well, two things right there. Arjente stayed close, kept in pace, and really good help down low by Marco Balagtas.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Former Blue Eagle, the former Tamarao, Jerry Pingoy has been all over this league as well, able to convert We have a timeout. It's 56-49. (56-49), a minute and 58 remaining in the third quarter. Baseline inbound for Marvin Lee. Here's Shaq Alanes against Deo Timajo. Alanes, a lot of contact, a foul, presumably by Timajo.
Yeah, and I'd like to think on that baseline out of bounds, ang primary look nila is for a 3 for Alanes on that weak side corner flare. But since medyo matagal yung pasa, sinortcut na lang niya yung flare niya.
Alanes at the stripe. First free throw is good. That's a good sign. It's his first point in this game. He did struggle shooting in the first half, even from the stripe. Free throw shooting overall. Now at 17 out of 22 for Bicolandia. Jerry Pingoy. They're up by 6. Pass onto Deo Timajo. Too strong on the shot. And here comes Marvin Lee. Forward to Silas. Villarena escapes. Did he walk? Yes, he did. Got a bit too excited there.
Come to think of it, parang ang kulang ng Bicol point guard that would actually push the ball. I'd like to think scorers talaga to sila Marvin Lee, JB Gallego, primarily scorers than they are point guard.
It seems like Rafi Reyes is that natural point guard for him, but he has to rest at some point.
Yeah.
Marvin Lee, I would say, is a 2. As now, Burgos just got the board and he's on the run. On to Marvin Lee. There you go. That's why he is primarily a 2.
Yeah. Strokes it from the outside.
56-53. It's a 1-possession game. Balagtas against the zone. Marco leans in. It's a miss. Rebound Javier. Chacalanes looking ahead. Cross court. Marvin. Same spot. There you go. It's automatic.
That's his sweet spot. Transition running. Marvin Lee left the wing 3.
56 all. Balagtas mid-range. An answer from Marco. 58-56. 40 seconds before the end of the third. Marvin Lee against Deo Timajo. Oh, he's feeling it. He will shoot it. There you go. 3 3-pointers for Marvin Lee.
It's a 9-2 run here by Bicol. And only that Balagtas perimeter jumper to make for Rizal.
14.6 rebounds for Marvin Lee. Timajo up top. Pingoy to answer back. In and out. Battle for the rebound. Balagtas is fouled by Chacalanes.
Wow, how about those threes earlier by Marvin Lee? Grabe. Stroked it with a lot of confidence.
Well, that's his game.
Yeah.
College pa lang ginagawa niya na yan. And, that duo that he had with Renzo Subido back in the day, they were just shooting the ball lights out, day in and day out. Mapa-fast break man, mapa-half-court set. Give him a split second of daylight. It's all that he needs. Balagtas converting.
Kaya very important talaga yung isang point guard that would be consistently feeding them. Much like how, Philip Manalang is to Angelo Rason.
Right, that's a good comparison.
You take away that load of bringing the ball down the floor.
Jello himself did tell me nakakapagod talaga, both on offense and defense. If he's playing the 1, that's tapped away by Jerry Pingoy. Bicol will get possession once more. A chance to grab the lead before the end of the third. See how tiring it is for Marvin Lee to try to escape? Gallego passes. Javier up top. Burgos. Charles drive, spin, kick out. Alanes, 9 seconds. Shaq, another kick out.
There you
Here,
go.
Marvin Lee for three. Short. Offensive rebound. Gallego is blocked. 1 second to go. Gallego. And that is short. We have ourselves a ball game, 60-59 after three.
Yeah, good closeout there by Marvin Lee on the third quarter. A little 9-2 run, mostly on these threes. Hit one right there and got another opportunity. Took another one from there. And then the top of the key move against that defense standing still. And he's loving it right now. Marvin Lee knocked down threes to end the third.
Those were all net for Marvin Lee. This end of the third quarter score is brought to you by GameX, the official and online gaming partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Happy ending na, #GameSports. GameX Sports. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez alongside Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Llanes. We are inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City for Rizal and Bicolandia. Only a 1-point difference. Coach Mike, our tally.
Yeah, that was a huge third quarter run by Bicolandia, 28 and 26. We were talking about in the first half. Okay naman sila sa perimeter. Dun sa 3 lang sila medyo nagka-catch up, and they did really well in that third quarter, which allowed them to, you know, get those 2 points in the third.
So there's a call against Shaq Alanes. Unfortunate for him on the offensive end. Rizal gets another possession here. Marco Balagtas will inbound. He works with Jerry Pingoy, Alvin Alday, John Pasible, and Treniel Viloria. Playing defense are Charles Burgos, Chris Javier, Shaq Alanes, JD Gallego, and Marvin Lee. Zone. Viloria, screen by John. Cross court, Jerry Pingoy for 3. Bombs away.
Wow, and 3 3-pointers already by Pingoy, and they've been setting him up real good.
Oh, nice feed.
Nice.
Marvin Lee to Chris Javier.
Ganda ng pagkaka-time ng cut na ni Chris Javier underneath. Going curl under on that middle drive.
63-61. Jerry Pingoy up top to Cranial Viloria. Nice cross. Viloria, tough pass. Balagtas should make this. There you go.
And no wonder in terms of assists, sila talaga ang isa sa mga matataasang assist percentage or stat line itong Rizal, because not only do they have very able passers, they have really very able scorers then.
That's 4 assists now for Cranial Viloria. He leads the way in terms of dimes for the Golden Coolers. Jerry Pingoy will slow things down. They're up by 4.
Now if you're Bicol, you want to get a stop here. You don't want to go down a little bit deeper. Keep it real close though.
Balagtas onto Alvin Alday. Back to Marco. Face up. Back down. Balagtas still at it. 5 on the shot clock. Turnaround shot. That's a miss.
Little bit of heat check para kay Marco. Hit the jumper earlier and try to see if he can work on that from the low post.
65-61. That's a steal. Viloria. Pingoy up ahead. All alone is Alvin Alday. Coach Mike, how about Cranial Viloria just doing everything for Rizal? He now has 3 steals alongside 5 dimes, 7 boards, and 13 points.
And really close to a double-double too. He's got 7 rebounds to go with that. We'll see how this goes.
Alvin Alday had 15 points in the first quarter versus Muntinlupa, en route to scoring 24. 4 threes, 4 rebounds as well. In this game, he has the 11 to his name. After a slow start, he was able to recover. 3 rebounds, perfect from the stripe, 4 out of 11 from the field, as you get to see his highlights of breakaway layups and dimes as well on the run with Grenia and Viloria. Great to see their chemistry playing for the Rizal Golden Coolers. Now we have something from Gianna about Alvin Alday.
Not a rookie, but not quite a veteran. Yun ang ginamit na description ni Alvin Alday sa sarili niya about his position in Rizal. Sanay daw siya kasi bilang isa sa pinakabata sa kanyang mga dating koponan, pero dito inatasan na siya maging isang leader. Napakalaking tulong daw sa kanyang confidence ang kanyang mentor for the last 3 years na si Mark Yee, na nakasama niya sa Bacoor. Kahit hindi na daw sila teammates ngayon, nakita sila sa huli nilang game at pinayuhan siya ng kanyang kuya Mark, telling him to embrace this opportunity to make an impact on and off court because he is capable of it. And Alvin says this is something he keeps close to his heart this season. Back to you guys.
That's nice that they still have that good relationship even though they're not teammates anymore. Alvin Alday misfires. No putback for Balagtas. But this is another chance for Rizal. Bingoy cross court. Was that a foul? Yes, it was.
Pero grabe yung mga moving pieces sa last set na yun.
All right, Marvin Lee is called for that foul. 4 now on him, so he has to be really careful.
Lalo na kaka-basket lang niya kanina ng isang pantres, no?
By the way, Gianna talked about Marky, who will not listen to him. After all, he is our living legend. He might just be the greatest of all time as of now in the history of the Mpbl. And it's both actually Alday and Viloria who've been with him for the past 3 years. Good for them to carry on what they have learned onto the Golden Coolers. Marvin Lee scores!
Wow. What can he not do today?
And he's not happy with the
Non-call. Yeah.
No call. 67-66. Here's Craniel. His pull-up is short. Rebound, JV Gallego.
Good defense that time around by Bicol, anticipating the different options and not allowing that lane to be open.
Marvin Lee is feeling it. That's no good. And there's a loose ball foul on Marco Balagtas. Three fouls with Marco. Rafi Reyes will now check in for Marvin Lee. So there's their natural point guard.
Bibigyan lang ng konting pahinga to si Marvin Lee, babalik agad dyan maya-maya lang.
I wonder who he will replace though. Is it going to be JV, Rafi, or maybe even somebody else?
Could be JV. That depends on how JV performs in this next minutes.
10 on the shot clock. Rafi Reyes against Craniel Viloria. Up top to JV Gallego. Down to 4 seconds. Rafi has to do something. Dribble, pull up, and the make. The lead as well for Bicolandia.
Alam kagad ni Craniel, nagkamali siya. Pero gumambol siya. One dribble escape and a pull-up. Rafi's got that.
68-67. JK Casino. Rizal trying to get some retribution. Viloria fakes. He drives. Craniel right to left. Basket and one.
How many times have we seen Craniel do that? I mean, little jab step going left and finish right. I think in last 3 attempts niya on the layup, all were going right on that left side of the wing. That time around, really crafty and finished with the left hand.
Viloria is now 7 out of 15 from the field. Personally, this is the most number of attempts that I've seen him take in a game. So it's the most aggressive that I've witnessed. I am happy for Craniel Viloria because all this time in the years that we've been covering him, kita mo, alam mo, may potential siya to score in tons. And speaking of potential in scoring, Rafi Reyes certainly has that as well.
And really, Rafi Reyes loves the matchups on the guard position, either it be JK or Craniel that's guarding him. And he wants to take opportunities and grab the advantage.
Rafi Reyes, back-to-back baskets. To grab the lead. In and out. Ball tap. And here comes Alvin Alday. Over 4 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Balagtas, Viloria. Back to Marco. His three-pointer is no good. He had all day to take that one. Apasible, reverse. That went long. There was a foul.
Parang more naghanap siya ng foul kaysa sa basket and that attempt. And he was really in too deep. And medyo malayo yung pagkaka-undergo stab niya doon.
These will be the first free throws in this game for John Apasible. I'd like to greet Oliver Bautista watching right now. Dating, I'm not sure if he was a strength and conditioning coach. Basta ano yan, therapist ko yan sa tuhod. So he was also taking good care of the health of Muntinlupa back in the day when Coach Luis Gonzalez was still coaching the team. Shout out to you, Oliver. RJ Delis gets the board. 70 all off of 2 misses. JD Gallego up top. Javier already with 1-3. Could it make it 2? Rebound Apasible. Alwin Alday. To the left. Rainiel Viloria. Given space. That's too strong on his 3. Bicolandia on the run. Javier onto Rakfi for 3. Too strong. Rebound Craniel. Viloria steps on the gas. 4 on 2. Alwin Alday almost walked. He scores.
Alwin Alday able to get a little fake and allow that defense to just fly by. That was a basket by Rizal, but he loved the defensive recovery of Bicolanda. No? At least humahabol, yun ang importante.
Javier. Good defense by Balagtas.
Ooh.
And there you go. They forced the turnover. Javier not too happy as you take a look at Coach Raymond Valenzuela. Jomar Santos and Shaq Alanis are back in. And Charles Burgos will also return.
Burgos gonna come in for Chris Javier.
No Marvin Lee as of yet. Marvin does lead the way in terms of scoring with 19 in this game. Sideline. Balagtas onto Craniel Viloria. Delis is daring him to shoot. Viloria will do. And he will score.
Boy, Craniel's really been on a different level today. Ibang klase yung pinapakita niya. Inside out. No? Really a lot of good stuff here for Craniel Viloria.
18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 dimes for Craniel Viloria so far. Burgos onto Shaq Alanis. His 3 is good. How about the spin on that ball?
Boy, did they need that to come through. 8 3-pointer of the game out of 30 attempts para dito sa Bicol. And so far, it's the made threes that's keeping this game close para sa Bicol.
Viloria on the other end. Saw an opening. Tough pass. There's a foul. It will be a baseline inbound.
But right now, really at this point, Bicol cannot afford to turn the ball over. They've given up 30 points in points of turnover. And you gotta take better care of the ball because challenge yung transition defense mo. Every time you turn that ball over, it's Rizal running the other way.
J.K. Casino onto Marco Balagtas. 3-pointer, no good. He has struggled with a shot. Ooh, that's a foul. Apasible will go back to the line. Marco Balagtas is 2 out of 9, by the way.
Yeah. At saka ibang klase mix yung timing ni Apasible sa pagkuha ng bola. No? He didn't really box out anyone. He just went for that rebound.
This was a 3-pointer by Shaq Alanis. He is known for that after all. And there you see our lucky fans of the game brought to you by Buenas. The usual beautiful ladies from behind the bench of Bicolandia. Marvin Lee is back. Apasible makes his first free throw in this game. He has 15 points and 10 rebounds.
And they're shooting really good on the free throw. They're 18 of 24.
75%. Make it better. 19 out of 25. 76%. Marvin Lee against J.K. Casino. Nice bump. Risky pass. 12 on the shot clock. RJ Delis up top against Craniel Viloria. 2-man game with Burgos. RJ will fire. No good. Battle for the rebound. There's a foul. It's against Rizal.
Yeah, medyo matagal yung pagkaka-develop ng last offensive set na yun para dito sa Bicol. Marvin Lee tried to create, couldn't find any, and just had to kick it out. Thankfully, nando si Deles. But yung effort really on the offensive board, that's really what impressed me in this game para dito sa Bicol.
Back with RJ. 3 minutes and 18. 10 on the shot clock. Chacalanes going left. Losing his defender. Tough pass. Marvin Lee for 3. No good. Casino went on to the side. Great effort for him to try to close out.
At saka it's compelling na kailangan niya close out yun.
Yes.
Dahil, you know, the 3-pointers that Marvin Lee has made in this game really kept this game close, even gave them the lead.
Craniel Viloria misfires. Rebound Burgos. That's 10 boards now for Charles to go alongside his 10 points. Chacalanes able to escape, able to score.
Yeah, a little bit of that hesitation. Kind of caged that defense with that strong finish on the left, off-legged too.
Gotta deny the strong side for Chacalanes. There you go. Great read, great conversion. Now it's a 1-point advantage for the Rizal Golden Coolers, 76-75. 2 minutes and 42 remain. John Mpbl already has a double-double in this game. He's been highly efficient. And he continues to have a nice plus-minus, +11 on the court.
Yeah, you know, yung run na yun kanina na medyo they're trying to find someone else that would keep the sustained momentum for Rizal. He was the one who provided that.
By the way, I'd like to take this time to greet our very own Direct AB Solis. A happy birthday, our supervising producer in Signal TV. Happy birthday to you, Direct AB. I hope you are enjoying your day. Craniel Viloria. On to Alvin Alday. His three-pointer is good.
And Rizal really patiently executed that. Wanted Alvin Alday to take it. Craniel already had that shot, but they had to wait for that play to develop for Alvin to come up.
16 points for Alvin Alday and 7 dimes now for Craniel Viloria. Santos drives. Good defense by Viloria. And here comes John Mpbl. Casino to Craniel. Up ahead.
Oh, wow.
Marco Balagtas will score. He's up to 8 points and Viloria has 8 assists. These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl. The first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas as Marvin Lee drains that three-pointer. Happy ending na. Hashtag GameX Sports.
Yeah, he's not done yet. But how about yung fast break na yung kanina na finish ni Marco Balagtas? Nobody in there. Ooh.
Nice finish as well by JK Casino. You're trading baskets here and there. And there's a sub. Chris Javier returns. 83-78, a minute and 38 remaining.
Pero kay Bicol, you just can't trade baskets right now. You gotta get a stop. Ito na yung opportunity inaantay mo. Dikit ang laban, bigyan sarili ninyo na opportunity to beat these guys.
There's a mandatory substitution for JK Casino. He has to go out. Coach Ralph has to call somebody from the bench. Who will it be? It's Jerry Pingoy. There's JK. If he's fine, then he can go back to the scorer's table. He can return on the next dead ball. Marvin Lee, top scorer in this game with 22. Still at it, almost a turnover. Here's Xavier, 11 on the shot clock. Back to Marvin against Pingoy. That is a turnover. 2 guys ahead. Balagtas decides to slow down. Jerry Pingoy onto Craniel Viloria. 18, 8, and 8 are his numbers, not to mention the steals and blocks. Viloria. He fakes, he drives. Craniel Viloria misses. Rebound RJ Deles. Down by 5. Deles on opening, he's fouled.
Deles actually bit a bullet there. You know, medyo mainit ang kamay ni Craniel Viloria. Binibigyan mo ng 2 steps. You know, he can take it from there. Kanina, little fake. Drinaibang kagad. Buti lang, nagmintis.
Congressman Eric Martinez joins Commissioner Kenneth Durendes, Head of Basketball Operations, Emer Orreta as well at the sideline. And there you see the Quezon Huskers. They will make their first appearance in the Mpbl 6th season later on.
Sigurado ako napakaraming coaches at teams ang manonood nito next game. It's going to be very interesting to, you know, find out how Quezon would perform in their first game this season.
They were champions in the PSL. We did see Valenzuela as well. That team totally had a great revamp in the off-season. They are considered to be a potential playoff team.
Yeah.
83-79, Deles at the stripe. Second free throw converted. It's a one-possession game. 83-80. 54 seconds.
All important stop here para sa Bicol.
Balagtas onto JK Casino. Back quickly. To the right they go. Up top, JK. Middle, Balagtas. Left, Alday. Back up, Casino. Oh, almost a double dribble. He will score.
Well, they were trying to match up against Bicol, pero medyo loose eh.
Alanes escapes on the other end. Back to a one-possession game. 85-82.
Kailangan mo tighten ang screw dito, be up their grill, and prevent them from getting any space to try and decide and create.
11-second differential.
There you go, exactly that defense by Marvin.
Casino shoves away Marvin Lee. Short on the 3. Rebound Bicolandia. They have a chance to tie. Lee onto Alanes. They go to Javier. The fake and the pass. Alanes for the tie. No good. 10 seconds remaining. Good effort by Burgos. And Bicolandia will have another try here. But before that, we have a timeout for Coach Raymond Valenzuela.
Well, you just love the effort of Bicol. I mean, yeah, they really were looking for the hot hand. Couldn't get to Marvin Lee. Gave it up to Shaq. Shaq Alanes tried to get one. Couldn't. And it was off to the races for that offensive rebound.
Okay. 8.4 seconds remain. It's 85-82. Timeout situation. This is the last for Bicolandia, and there's 2 on the other end for the Rizal Golden Coolers. Should we look for Marvin Lee in this next play?
No, obviously. he's been the guy that scored and brought this game to where it is.
First, let's take a look at this replay. JK Casino wasn't called for a double dribble, and he scored. Here was the response by Shaq Alanes. Alanes currently has 8 points in this game. There's Marvin Lee, the leading scorer, with 22 for Bicolandia. He's converted 6 3-pointers so far. This is by the corner for RJ Deles, inbounding for Bicolandia.
Elevator.
They go to Javier. He will fire. That short. Agobida with a rebound, and that's a foul. So Keith Agobida has a chance to seal the game from the stripe.
Yeah, and the way that they were positioned underneath, you know, it really almost says it's going to be an elevator right there.
Here was the three-pointer by Chris Javier. Unfortunate for Bicolandia to not have converted. After all, they're still looking for their first victory of the season. Agobida misses on this first one. This is actually a lot of time.
A lot of time still. That's still 4 seconds.
No more timeouts for the Oragons, but that's enough for them to bring the ball down and shoot a 3. And it's 2 misses. Santos with a rebound. Forward pass. Marvin Lee on the chase. He will miss, and that's it. Either way, Rizal would have won. So this would be another victory for the Golden Coolers, who would stay undefeated in our 6th campaign. The other end, great effort by Bicolandia, just not enough.
Yeah, and if you're coach Raymond Valenzuela, you'll be happy with this game. Sure, you lost, but you love the intensity and the recovery against a team that actually beat Pampanga in their first game. So, you know, this is a good test of where they are. Now you gotta build on that moving on.
So, the Rizal Golden Coolers continue to be on a roll. We've been building them up since their start here in our 6th season. And we've seen different best players for them. The trend continues because our best player of the game, brought to you by Buenas, is Cranial Viloria, who quite frankly is unhappy with the stat line because he was telling me a while ago, 8 assists lang ba ako? Parang mas marami pa. Unfortunately, he finishes with 8 rebounds and 18 points as well. We can't forget about the 3 steals that he also contributed, and the block for the Rizal Golden Coolers.
And more importantly, yung aggressiveness to attack the rack and be offensive-minded today. Aside from those steals, of course, in the first quarter.
This final score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Happy ending na. Hashtag GameX Sports. 85-82. Now we go to Gianna.
Yes, our best player of the game is Cranial Viloria from the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers. He had 18 points. Dikit talaga yung labanan, especially during the second half. Para sa'yo, saan kayo nanalo?
Una sa lahat, thank you Lord sa panalong binigay niyo sa amin. Siyempre sa depensa, yun talaga yung inano namin nung second half. Kasi nung first half, nag-struggle kami ng offense. Kaya sabi ni Coach Ralph, be patient and gawin namin yung depensa namin.
And actually, binanggit ng aming panel na gusto mo pa pagandahan ang stats mo in future games. Ano ang gagawin mo para mas ma-increase pa yung assist mo, yung mga rebounds mo?
Siguro yung conditioning ko. Yun.
Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Una, pinapasalamatan ko yung sponsor namin, Golden Coolers, Boss Andre Cruz, Cruz family, yung mama and papa ko dyan sa Canlaon, sa Lola Nelly, Jason, and yung kapatid ko sa Canada, nung pongpong ng Lynette Kail, Amping Mudra Perme, and Alday family, Adam. Yun lang.
Thank you very much and congratulations to our best player of the game. Our best player of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Back to you, Migs and Coach Mike.
Thank you for bringing it up, Gianna, the statistics of Cranial Viloria. So, conditioning pa para sa kanya, not just his badminton skills from before. So, congratulations to Rizal. Up next, we have a nice game coming up. The Quezon Huskers, for the first time in the 6th season of the Mpbl, will take on the Valenzuela Classic, who are looking to continue impressing us in our campaign. Thank you for joining us. For Gianna Llanes and Coach Mike Perez, my name is Migs Gomez at magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.